Hello and welcome to the presentation on how to make a voice thread. As you see before you, the Voicethread website, fcps.ed.voicethread.com, you will be able to make a bookmark. In fact, we suggest you make a bookmark of that so you always have it to go to. But what we're going to do right now is step number one, which is sign into your account. So from here you click sign in, and then you type in your address, and your password. Those will be given to you. And then you'll see this screen, which looks much like the other screen, except now you see, as right over here, you see mastevens@fcps.edu. That tells me that I have indeed signed in. So the first thing that we're going to do is go to My Voice, because that is where all of the presentations that you make are going to be. So you click on My Voice. And when it loads, you will see thumbnails of all the presentations that you've made. So let's scroll down because there's a specific presentation set I want you to see. And here we are. You'll notice on the left there are some presentations. There's 6 of them on segregation that I used in school last year. Now you say, why did you make a separate one for each class period along with a master? Well, the master so that you always have that to go back to, and you make a separate one for each period because say you have 130 students, you don't want all 130 students to be posting their responses to your Voicethread on the same presentation, so you go through a process of making a copy, which will be made in a video. Directions for that will be made in a video later on. But that little piece of advice here at the beginning, remember, every time you make a Voicethread, the first one, save it as the master, and then you make copies from that. So, what are we here for? To learn how to create one. So you see the Create tab that says Create, and you click on that. And you get this screen, and you have 3 tabs to click on to use: the upload, the comment, and the share. First one being the upload. That's where you're going to upload your file, your sample, whether it be a picture you're going to upload, whether it's going to be a video, whatever it's going to be that you're going to have the students focus on for at least part of the processing. You can store it on your computer. That's if you have saved the video or the picture, or you can upload the URL. Now, you can get the URL of some video forms. We'll have to give you a list of that later on. Right now, it's not important to know all of them. Some video forms it will actually load, and some it will not. And of course, you can also use your webcam to give them something to think about, like I'm talking to you right now. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to my computer. We're going to go to my computer. We're going to hope it's going to go to my computer. Sometimes we have to be patient while it loads. And now we're going to go and navigate to the picture that we're going to be using. I've saved this one on the desktop, so we'll wait for it to cycle through to the desktop. And we'll scroll until we find the picture that I want to use as the thing to process in the posting of the Voicethreads. And it starts to upload, as you see there. And we're still waiting. You've got to be patient sometimes. It's just a relatively small picture. It shouldn't take that long. Now you notice up here it says add a title and description. Always remember to do that so that you know what you're looking for. So we're going to call this in-service demo. We could put a description and tags, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to save it as in-service demo. Now, Yeah, the computer took a little bit of time to do that, but that's not that big a deal. Now we go to number 2 to make the comment. The comment is where you make this comment that is the question that you're going to want the students to respond to. Now, you could make your comment either by recording it or typing it. For this example, I'm going to type it. I'm going to say, what does this picture demonstrate about entertainment during the Great Depression, New Deal, and World War II time. Now, this is assuming that you've actually talked about the Three Stooges as one of the examples of entertainment during this time period. And, of course, after you type in your comment, you click Save. And then Publishing Options. Do you want anyone to view? I would say yes. Do I want anyone to comment? I would say yes. Do I want to moderate the comments? If you're afraid that your students are going to post something inappropriate, yeah, you'd probably want to moderate your comments. But it's very difficult if you're having the students do this during a class period to be able to walk around and solve problems and issues and moderate the comments. Moderate the comments means you've got to open their comment window. There's a little icon in there that you look at to make sure you want other people to see it. And the other thing to tell you right now and them later is whenever they're online and one of your assignments in this Voicethread is to make comments and then make comments on other people's comments, is they have to refresh the screen every few minutes so that the other comments that have been posted will show up. So there we have that. Oftentimes, it didn't do it that time. When you post your comment, it'll say, do you want this to show up at the beginning? Well, yeah, since that's the question I want them to answer, I want it to play at the very beginning. So the embed is what you would use if you want to embed this into, for instance, a wiki page, which is really a lot easier for the kids to get to because then they don't have to go to the Voicethread website to get the Voicethread presentation. They just use their sign-on information to get there. And then the playback options. You do want it to start playing when opened. I generally want the kids to get their thoughts settled and then click play. So I would uncheck start playing when opened. Wait 4 seconds before turning the slide. You might not be comfortable with 4 seconds. Maybe you want them to be able to think longer. So I put 8 seconds. Allow others to download original images and document. That doesn't matter that much. I'll leave that checked. Hide final share slide. Nah. Allow others to export. Well, in this case, doesn't really matter. And then I'll just click Save. And then I am ready to roll. So let's click play so you can see what it looks like. You see the comment pops up for my little avatar picture. And it would be done. Now, if there had been other comments made, it would automatically start playing the other comments. So what you generally want the kids to do is look at your question, think about it, then click the comment. Now you can tell them whether you want them to do the record or the type, or you can let them make their own decision as to which one. Some feel more comfortable typing. Some would feel more comfortable recording. That's why sometimes it's good to let them make their own choice. They will quickly figure out how to change the avatar picture to one that they like, and that's something you want to monitor to make sure it's appropriate for school. Now the last thing that you would do, and I'm going to take you and show you where you can get a video to explain how to do this, is the share function. This is where you would have created, as you see here from last year's classes, had different periods. Now I'm inside the Voicethread, that particular Voicethread in-service demonstration. And if I wanted period 1 to see that, I would click the little eyeball thing. If I wanted to make a comment, I'd click that as well. So that means that that class would now be able to see and make comments. I do not want students to edit it, so I'd rarely click edit. There might be some instances when you want them to do that, but for this class, no. So we'll unclick those. But that would be the sharing function. Now you say, how do I get to actually create the groups to share? Well, your ID will show up in the upper right-hand corner. You see mine here, mastevens@fcps.edu. We click on that, and you see this window pop up. You'll want to go to Manage. And Manage, I know you're already signed in, but it's going to make you enter your password one more time. And then you'll see this screen. And what's loading over here is a list of all the names that were loaded for our students last year. That will show up with the students in your school or your class, however your school decides to load students for Voicethread. But what's going to teach you how to actually do this is right here. You see this View Voicethread Manager tutorial, and it really does a good job of teaching you how to actually create groups and put students that are already in this list into those separate groups. And you need to do that again because you don't want to create one Voicethread and have to look at 135 comments on that one Voicethread. So if you have any questions on the website, the Google site that I'm using to introduce you to this, there is both my email address that you can use and there's a feedback form. So feel free to use those if you have any specific questions. I hope you use this extremely flexible Web 2.0 tool. So, thank you very much, and we will bring a close to this video.